pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift, so my doctor prescribed me a little something.
Like Viagra?
Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99.
I have this friend who might be looking.
Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pills sends it in the mail in a confidential package.
I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. That's 800-915-9371.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome into the show. Hope everybody is ready to rock and roll this morning. June 17th is the date. The time is 6:04. Glad you're with us. Vic Faust here. Oh no, it did it to me again. I'm working without a laptop mouse this morning.
You are having issues today.
Yeah, but it was one of those mornings, and it's not because it's just there's a lot going on. I'm sure we all have those days, and it's not that I'm irresponsible, and it's not that I don't care.
You're just a busy
guy. Come into my life and see. But guys, welcome into the show. We're here till 8 o'clock. Thanks for jumping in on the show, as you do. If you guys have story ideas, let us know what's happening, and we'll get things going on. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. Give those shout outs, of course. This is Arch City Now. Vic Faust, Pro Joe in the house. We'll get into the stories about St. Louis. What's happening in your neck of the wood? What are people next to the woods? What's happening? What are people talking about? The events of St. Louis, everything St. Louis nature. We try to keep it all positive. We try. There's a lot of things that go on in the world. I mean, I was asked 3 different times yesterday, as I used to do politics, what do you think about the world events right now? World peace. Is America going into a World War III? Do people care about that in the St. Louis area? Those sorts of things, you know. It gets into the Middle East. When you're sitting at home and you get messages that the president has called a security team behind closed doors last night, that's kind of a big deal. So we just do what we can do. Those are things that we can't control. We'll talk about it. We're glad that you guys join us when you do on the show, but we like to focus on St. Louis. And if there's anything else that we need to talk about, you let us know. And of course, we'll do everything we can. By the way, there's a rehousing recovery fair today as well. Disaster impacted St. Louisans in need of housing are invited to the STL_housing auth, AUTH. It's today from 10 to 6 a.m. at Chaffetz Arena again. A lot of people still need help, as we've talked about. I know it's interesting to think that, man, yeah, that happened some time ago, but people still need a whole lot of help. They do. So we're trying to help that, get the word out, and let people know what we're doing. We're here till 8 o'clock, as you know, today. Arch City Now. If something's going on, let us know. We'll talk with you. You can watch us live on Arch City Now at X, where we're streaming, and you can also stream us on YouTube. If you want to learn more about the station, you can do it at luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. And if you have a story idea, if you want to talk to us, advice that you don't want to put out on the chat lines, which you can do that at Arch City. It's Arch City Now at Gmail. ArchCityNow@gmail. And of course, you can join the show. The phone number's run. Is that the phone number running at the bottom of the screen as well, my friend?
Yep.
The phone number running at the bottom of the screen is 855
282 8255.
8255. It looked like the screen, it was like jumping today.
Yeah, that's that laptop.
Oh, it's just the laptop? Yeah, I figured it was. We have a cool concept. Obviously, we're on radio 590, and then of course we're also on a podcast. So thank you for being with us. And If you guys have ideas on how to make the show better, we'll take it as well. archcitynow@gmail.com. Everything under the arch throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. That's what we try to do. Okay, coming up on the show today. By the way, does everybody need a coffee in the morning, or do you feel like you need a coffee? What do people do? I'm just curious. Do you drink coffee anymore now?
No.
Do you drink any caffeine?
I found out caffeine and my ADHD don't mix well. So I now take Dr. Naputi's cell signaling formula.
We got to get him back on. What does he do with the cell signal formula?
That's kind of like coffee. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it is it gives you energy and it helps you concentrate better. That's the problem with caffeine.
But that's not a peptide though.
I believe it has peptides in it. I do believe they do. Yep.
Because I've become learning a lot about peptides, especially when it comes to what's safe, what's not, what can you use, for health, for repair, all those sorts of things. Peptides this, peptides that.
Yeah. Are they saying they're generally not safe?
No. There's just not a lot of study. There's not a lot that have been FDA. But just because something's FDA approved does not mean that it's perfect. And we saw that over the last 30 years.
Well, so far so good. I've been taking them for about a month, and they've actually helped and they've actually improved daily. So
you don't need coffee, but so there's no caffeine in there.
No caffeine.
All right, because
no stimulants.
No, I'm getting fatter by putting creamer in my coffee. I know just drink black coffee, and it's like, all right.
Right.
But I'm like, okay, I'm just looking for those ways to cut down.
Yeah.
Getting older, my belt's getting a little tighter. I'm working out harder. And it's like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, we'll see. Well, maybe I'm not working out harder. Maybe it just feels like I'm working out harder.
Protein.
What do you need in the morning to get you going? Let us know from that standpoint. Also, are there what are your favorite breakfast places around here? We're a morning show, so we're going to dive into that. Coffee, what's happening? What do you do in the morning? Are you getting up? What's your morning routine? Those sorts of things. What gets you going? Because I know I just like to wake up and just go. But when you go in the morning, sometimes you're not all there. And I move fast. You'll forget things if you're like, okay, I'm moving this. I get a plan. Blah, blah, blah. And I did morning news in Detroit for a long time. And that was a nightmare. I don't even remember those 6.5 years. I don't.
Traumatizing.
It's not even traumatizing. It's just you're comatose.
Right.
You're absolutely comatose in the morning, which is why I was curious what people do in the morning. What's your routine? Share it with us. Maybe there's a way that might wake other people up. You just never know. We appreciate when you guys jump in on the chat line. You can do that at YouTube and on X. Arch City Now. What is your morning routine to get things going in the morning? How do you get going? Do you sleep well?
I'm up at 3:35 in the shower and out the door by 4:30.
Oh my God. Just for this show?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you shower so early?
So I can get here on time if there's traffic.
Oh, because you live a far way.
Yeah, I live up north, and
that's the problem. But you live so damn far away, and it's difficult to do shows.
So here's the thing: I don't need to get up that early because there's no traffic that early in the morning. I get up that early to compensate for the traffic, and there is none. So,
really,
yeah.
Well, then don't.
Pretty nice. I don't mind getting up that early though. It's going to bed early enough to get enough sleep is the problem.
No, it is. It's true. And that's what we try to come in and help everybody wake up every morning, 6 to 8 here, Arch City Now. Cardinals will play tonight in Chicago. Oklahoma City last night. NBA Finals, if you care or not, they're up 3-2 now. They were the favorites in this series. Indiana took a 2-1 series lead, but now it's 3-2 OKC. Headed back to Indiana for Game 6. So that series has turned out to be pretty good right now so far. A lot of good sports there. You've also got, when you talk about hockey, you've got the NHL Finals going on at the same time as the NBA Finals. They've got a game tonight. Game 6 is being played. Florida hosting Edmonton, and they could win their second straight NHL Stanley Cup tonight. Matthew Tkachuk from St. Louis, of course, The famous Tkachuk family from the St. Louis area may get another Stanley Cup tonight with Matthew Tkachuk. That'll be interesting. I'm sorry. I like both these teams. I like Edmonton. I like Florida, but I like Florida more because they have Matthew Tkachuk. And yeah, I'm a homer. I'm rooting for my St. Louis guy. And he also made other news yesterday. I mean, you remember what happened when we had the Four Nations face-off at the start of 2025. Canada, US beat Canada in the match play. And then for the championship match, Canada came back and won in overtime. Matthew Tkachuk wasn't playing. He was hurt. He was injured. He was arguably our best player in that series. I'm sorry, I'm a homer. I think the United States wins if Matthew Tkachuk's really healthy playing, but he wasn't. Canada won. Congrats to Canada. Anyway, U.S. hockey naming their 6 players to the Olympic team already as well. And guess what? The Tkachuk brothers again. Matthew Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk will be joining that team. No surprise there. They do have some really good players on that team as well. You're talking about Austin Matthews, the captain from Toronto, Jack Eichel, Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy. Those are the first 6 players for the 2026 Olympics. And, avoiding goaltenders on the initial roster, which was unveiled Monday. So we're going to see Connor Hellebuck. He was the goalie for the United States then. He's got a shot. Some other guys on that list as well. But it is a St. Louis flair. We'll see Matthew Tkachuk and Florida maybe jump in tonight and get that win with another Stanley Cup final. It's been interesting. They win tonight. Yeah, they've had a little dynasty or 3-year run in hockey. It's pretty damn impressive. 3 straight cups, because it's so difficult, as you hear about, to get back to Stanley Cups when it comes to that. So just really, really cool story for Matthew Tkachuk, Florida, and of course the Tkachuk brothers as well. By the way, Matthew Liberatore is pitching for the Cardinals tonight. Weather throughout the St. Louis area supposed to be a little cloudy, hazy today. Looks like that this morning. I know we do some weather for you. That's one of those things where, it is summer. It's 6:15. Hope you're out the door, moving around, getting things done. I don't know what you're on your plans today, but you've got some options. We'll see. We'll get you going. By the way, you can jump in on the chat line. We love it when you guys communicate with us and each other on YouTube, Arch City Now, and on X at Arch City Now. And then, of course, we are the information station, live and on demand at luinfo.com. luinfo.com. You see the other shows that are coming up throughout the day. By the way, if you're just joining us, 8 to 10 a.m., you got Hot Take Central 2.0. And then you got the Charlie Tuna Show, which comes up from 11 to 1 right after that. So if you guys have ideas and people who want to jump in and become an advertiser, work with us, we would love to do that as well. archcitynow@gmail.com, archcitynow@gmail.com. It's a terrific time to jump in while we're getting things going from our standpoint throughout our network, our show, and then others throughout the day. So just grateful that you guys jump in every day and join our show on those platforms and, of course, on 590. If you have ideas, let us know at 590 as well. Okay, what else is going on in your neck of the woods today? We'll be talking about some of those things. There's still tornado help for people throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Chaffetz Arena, again, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. today. You can dial 211, get help. There's free Uber rides as well, if they've been doing. We're going to talk. There's been an influx of crime again throughout the St. Louis area. Shootings after parties pop up, the short-term rentals, the Airbnbs. Those are people's businesses as well. Do we just say, oh, you can't do that because people are trying to rent houses, have parties, people are getting shot? We can talk about that as well. St. Louis has a beer, the Zoo beer. What you know about that? You've got another taco place that's back in the limelight. We'll let you know what's happening with that. It hasn't been around for a while. There's a scam, but it was popular for a while. There's a scam going around the St. Louis area saying that you owe money on texting, and you need not pay attention to that. We'll talk about that and let people know, because you see something, you're like, and maybe it's older people. I don't know.
Yeah, I think typically older people fall for that kind of stuff, which is really sad.
No, it is. And there's a special place for individuals who try to hurt the elderly and prey upon the elderly. The Muni, they opened up the 107th season a month after the storms. Forest Park got smashed as well. The cleanup has been big. Anything else that you guys have going on as well, just let us know. We'll get into that. Sad story too. They still couldn't find the body of the 20-year-old who went missing Saturday night. Went under. I mean, just went under Mason's Island, Mississippi River.
Yeah, it's been raining a lot, so I'm sure that the current was probably pretty swift.
Gosh, I know, it's just sad when I see that. You figure some of those things to be able to, dive teams and the experience that they have, they'd be able to take care of something like that, but I guess not. And anything else that you guys want to get to today. So we are the information station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. Back with more right after this.
Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen and Jimmy the Cat Hayes. Weekday mornings from 8 to 10, only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com. The Lou Information Station content can be found online at luinfo.com, on our Lou Info YouTube page, and you can find all our local shows on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search by name or find all the links at luinfo.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Drivers headed to Illinois may have an easier time. A stretch of Interstate 255 has opened after months of construction. Drivers between Illinois 157 and Illinois 15 are no longer detoured. It's part of a $65.4 million project. The man is in custody for the shooting death of his girlfriend last December in the 700 block of Carr Street, just north of the Dome of America Center. Alexia Ayers died at the scene. Her boyfriend, Dante Glasper, originally denied being at the scene, but cell phone evidence proved otherwise. Glasper has 4 prior convictions in Illinois. A man was found dead in East St. Louis early Monday morning near the intersection of State Street and North 19th. East St. Louis police called the Illinois State Police Department to get help with the investigation. It's not clear how the man died. Well, the first St. Louis area location for Atomic Wings opened on Sunday in Fairview Heights, and more locations are planned. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here is your luinfo.com weather update. Mostly cloudy sky and overnight low will drop down to near 70. Morning clouds giving way to afternoon sunshine Tuesday, a high right around 90 degrees. A few hit and miss showers or storms Tuesday night, low to mid 70s. Scattered showers, a few scattered thunderstorms Wednesday, mid to upper 80s. And then as we hightail it towards Thursday, lots of sunshine, a high near 85. Friday, we're back to sun and a high just over 90. I'm meteorologist Sally Russell for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med.
The dongle gonna
Better
do what the
service,
dongle
better
gonna do.
care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel, a delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here, and when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. 6:24 is the time. Happy June 17th. St. Louis is going to hit its first 90-degree temperature day of the day, kind of steamy. I know people that have pools and access to pools will probably be out doing that today. We'll see if we get some sunshine as well. It's been a month since the tornadoes came through, the last tornadoes that hit and pretty much ravaged the St. Louis metropolitan area. I mean, St. Louis City a lot, of course, Forest Park. So St. Louis is in the process of trying to clean that up. The Muni opened last night, the 107th Muni. The Muni at Forest Park. They had a big night, so it's always good to see us rebounding. Speaking of heat, boy, oh boy. I know people who've been the Muni kids and performed over in St. Louis with that air and like parents sitting out there on some of those hot summer nights, like concrete. Talk about heat. That's the heat.
Nope.
It is summer. The boys is summer. Cardinals baseball. They're back playing in Chicago tonight. We'll see Matthew Liberatore on the mound for the Cardinals as they try to get things right, get back on the track. Chicago, not a very good team. But the Cardinals haven't been playing that well either. So they'll be playing tonight. Hopefully it's some good news. You have some good baseball to watch as well when it comes to that. Of course, we're talking about NHL finals tonight as well at 7 p.m. Sometimes people do. Oh, no. There it is. I'm dealing with my laptop today, guys. So thank you. We try to bring you the best that we can, but sometimes technology takes over, and you've got to be kidding me. Pro Joe, I need help.
The laptops are a couple years old, so yeah.
So if a laptop is a couple years old now, that's well,
I mean, it's the more you wear and tear on them, and the more websites you go to, the more stuff gets put on your computer, and it just lags everything.
And that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful. Happy, joy. Did you see what this guy did? This video is now surfaced in St. Louis. Sometimes we reach a breaking point. Sometimes people bet us, and there's sometimes people get liquid courage. And sometimes people just freaking lose it, and they get angry, and they have to let out. This is like Pro Joe. Pro Joe's the same way. Pro Joe would just lose his mind and he'll go out and just like do crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. I fly off the handle all the time.
All the time. Pro Joe just loses it. Okay.
Stuff around St. Louis
Check this out. This is
recently.
Lewis.
First dump truck repeatedly
Look
ramming all
at
kinds
this
of cars
dump
on a
truck in St.
rampage
Louis.
downtown.
This guy,
First at 10, a dump truck caught on camera.
a 26-year-old, stole a dump truck and just started ramming cars in St. Louis. There was a guy who had video who was actually explaining what the frick happened. So, it's a 26-year-old man was arrested after he stole the dump truck from the St. Louis Streets Department lot that was in the 1900 block of Hampton. And Projo, when you get a chance, you can show that video again.
It's still showing.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Took the sound down. Thank you. I appreciate it. Quote, there was a city employee who was there preparing for the day and noticed one of the city vehicles leaving the lot. That coming from the city spokesperson, Mitch McCoy. He said they knew it was incredibly early and realized it was not a city employee who was driving it. You think? Police say they received the call for the theft around 6:15 a.m. That was on last Thursday morning. The truck was later found in Crestwood in the 9500 block of Watson Road. Yeah, you have access where you can go steal a city dump truck and start ramming cars.
Crazy.
The criminal didn't know there was a GPS tracker in the truck. Okay, it's 2025. There are GPS trackers in city vehicles. Thank God.
Even if it looks old, there's one in there. Don't worry.
And and you'll be tracked. So they said they utilized the GPS tracker in the truck along with nearby jurisdictions to locate the truck. They said that they believe the same suspect is responsible for the two incidents, because there were two different incidents that happened. What are the odds of something like that happening? I don't know. They said that a spokesperson said they are waiting to review the video, but they do not know of any city vehicle that is involved in those incidents. The name of the man arrested for Thursday's incident hasn't been released. They say that the investigation is still going. But when you check out that video, it can be funny, but it's a serious deal too. When those things can happen. I mean, hey Projo, during the next break, can you come in and fix my chat for me? So if people are going in the chat, we can't see it.
Yeah.
Joyride extraordinaire going out and grabbing a truck and start bashing freaking stuff in the city of St. Louis. Yeah, not so smart. Anyway, speaking of the city of St. Louis, there's been a lot of crime that came back up in the past weeks. And I wish there was something that can be done about this. And I wish that it wasn't the short-term rental. You've got short-term rental parties popping up again in the St. Louis area.
That's really nothing new, though.
No, it's not. But they died down for a while, or at least there weren't crime.
Oh, okay. There's the element.
Alderman Rasheen Aldridge said it's unfortunate that these short-term rental parties are popping up once again. There's legislation trying to prevent them. That's stuck right now in litigation. That's according to him. But then there's the flip side of that, the people who own these properties who are trying to make money. But then you've got idiots who abuse it, idiots who, I guess, don't care about the city, don't care about lawlessness, that just go off and fly off the handle.
And that's the problem with those services, and that's why they're so controversial.
Aldridge said, I'm hopeful that this lawsuit litigation ends soon because we heard the cries from residents. And this is the other thing about it. If you're a resident in an apartment complex, a condo complex, and somebody else owns it, but they rent it out.
That's exactly why it's controversial.
But I'm all for commerce. And if you live there and somebody else has these parties and they rent out, then obviously that's a problem too.
Well, and then you think about
I don't know if there is an answer.
What if the area is not zoned for like a hotel type? You know what I mean? So if you live in a building that's zoned specifically for like apartment uses instead of like hotel, short stay, and people start renting out their apartment, you've rezoned without actually rezoning.
No, I get it. That makes sense. It makes sense. But here's what they've done. And, there's got to be a way to make this work for everybody. There has to be. So Aldridge said that the law would only allow for a certain percentage of units in a building to be for short-term rentals. Maybe they put them in a certain floor or in a corner. It would put limits on how many nights you could book the unit for, and would hold host or property owners accountable if something happens.
Well, that should be a given.
Yeah, this is what's caught in legislation, they said right now. They said it's kind of like a 3-strike rule. When you reach that 3rd strike, you can't have a short-term rental anymore in that building. But, there's always going to be dummies that ruin things for people. I'm sorry. I feel bad for short-term rental people. If you have a property like that, are you not supposed to do that?
This is why we can't have nice things.
Exactly. Several hours before, the same block was filled with people for auditions with the rapper Sexy Red and Could Have Been Records. They had problems that popped up. That coming from a story from 5 on Your Side. And here's what happened. St. Louis police said that about 2 hours later, after that was going on, those auditions in the 900 block of O'Fallon Street, 4 teens leaving a house party, shots fired at their car. 16-year-old boy lost his life. An 18-year-old woman and another 17-year-old boy also shot and taken to the hospital. And of course, and it's just sad. You think of parents and family and all these things that are happening up because this happened, I guess, post a rental. I don't know. It's just a gray area, and legislation is going to be interesting to see how that all works out.
Why are minors going in and out of a rental anyway?
Oh, but 17, 18-year-old people did you not go out?
They're not allowed. Yeah, but they're not allowed to rent those. So obviously there is somebody renting it for them.
Yeah. Or they're just showing up, and maybe they're not the ones that are doing the rentals. They're just the pop-up parties.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. I mean, maybe there's a way that only a percentage of that would happen.
Yeah.
Citizens for a Greater Downtown St. Louis's Les Sturman says the city needs to step up its game in terms of regulation of building codes and occupancy permits, liquor licenses, and all those things that contribute to the kind of disruption that we see too often. So if you're living there and you see it, you don't want to see that. That's the last thing you want to see. He also said, quote, we had about 150 people show up to tour downtown lofts, rentals, and condos for purchase this weekend. It's clear that there's an appetite for people from around the region who want to live downtown. That's the great thing.
Aren't there abandoned skyscrapers down there?
So it's particularly frustrating when we can't seem to get the kind of disruption and violence that we too often experience to stop. It is. But that's interesting. I mean, you want to talk about some good things happening downtown too. A friend of mine has revitalized, or his company's in the process of revitalizing Laclede's Landing. Now, I know that takes us way back.
Man,
I talked to my kids. And,
I'm all for it.
And they have no idea what Laclede's Landing even is. I mean,
that's sad.
But
it was such a great place.
But it is. But I'm telling you, there's some positive going there. Like, okay, Vic, whatever, blah, blah, blah. No, they've got like 5 units. We're going to have them on. We'll have those guys on.
Tell me there's going to be a Mississippi Nights down there.
No, I don't think
they need to. They need to revive. They really need to revive the Mississippi Nights.
No, but they've got and forgive me, we'll have Brian on to talk about this. But 4 or 5 of their properties, and I did a story on this on the news years ago. It's like they had a vision to redo it. They got safety. Then and the places are absolutely gorgeous, right on the riverfront, overlooking. Not that the river's pretty to look at, or the east side is pretty to look at. By the way, I'm an East Sider. I'm a Metro East. I'm a Bell Vegas guy, so I'm not ripping the Metro East. Come on, it's not that they're beautiful views, but it's a great view when you're up in these places.
It's a unique
full occupancy at I think it was 3 or 5 of their places, or 4 or 5, full occupancy with people living in these units on Laclede's Landing. They only needed safety. And they got it. The only issues that they had in the past few years, remember, we had the homeless encampments. But I was told the city of St. Louis wasn't doing a lot at that point in time, but then they've changed and things are good. But you're talking about Cardinal baseball players, several of them living in these places as well. There's hope. There is hope in the city. So that's why this story about short-term rentals makes me wonder, is there a better way to do things? Can we do, but to make it work for both, because I'm all about making money and doing it the right way. Is there a way to do it with security? I don't know. One thing I've learned is you get what you pay for. And a lot of times in the year 2025, you have to pay for things to make things right. You do.
I was just going
to get what you pay for
with the right amount of money.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. Yeah, it is. We'll continue to talk more about that. Muni opened last night. Anything else you guys want to talk about? We'll get into that. Those short-term leases. Another taco place opening back up in the St. Louis area. I liked it. I had it once. We can get into that as well. Anything else? There's a scam hitting a lot of people throughout the St. Louis area when it comes to you owe us money. I mean, most of us understand we don't have that, but anyway, hey, thanks for watching us on YouTube right now, Arch City Now, and on X, Arch City Now. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. Back with more right after this. I'm Vic Faust.
Take control of your life and money once and for all. The Ramsey Show with Dave Ramsey. Weeknights from 6 to 9.
You still need me to come in there?
The Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Drivers headed to Illinois may have an easier time. A stretch of Interstate 255 has opened after months of construction. Drivers between Illinois 157 and Illinois 15 are no longer detoured. It's part of a $65.4 million project. A man is in custody for the shooting death of his girlfriend last December in the 700 block of Carr Street, just north of the Dome of America Center. Alexia Ayers died at the scene. Her boyfriend, Dante Glasper, originally denied being at the scene, but cell phone evidence proved otherwise. Glasper has 4 prior convictions in Illinois. A man was found dead in East St. Louis early Monday morning near the intersection of State Street and North 19th. East St. Louis police called the Illinois State Police Department to get help with the investigation. It's not clear how the man died. The first St. Louis area location for Atomic Wings opened on Sunday in Fairview Heights, and more locations are planned. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your louinfo.com weather update. We'll have some clouds to start the day, but things should clear out a little bit this afternoon. We'll get a little bit of sunshine. We're going up to 90, pretty humid today, too. Some clouds overnight, maybe a shower, low 70s. And then Wednesday, we get showers and thunderstorms, upper 80s on the high, back to sunshine Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries. We create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
The Lou Information Station. Yeah, we're a talk station, but not your daddy or granddaddy or great-granddaddy's talk station. We're the new kids on the block. No, not those new kids, just regular new kids. Anyway, the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 online at louinfo.com. And we actually know what all of that means. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Appreciate you joining us for Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. The other voice you hear is affectionately known as Wilson, our producer. You hear him a lot. You don't see him. That's Pro Joe. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. talking everything St. Louis. What's happening in your neck of the woods? Who do you want to give shout outs to? What are people talking about throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area? And it can change. Of course, that's the east side. It's the west side, the south side, the north side. You name it, we do it. This show is about you guys. You can also jump in on the chat line on YouTube, Arch City Now, and on X, Arch City Now as well. Glad that we have a lot of people that jump in, watching all over the place. We really try to focus on positive, but there are things in life that are not positive when it comes to our area. For the most part, we are a fun, unique area when it comes to this country. And we know who we are in this area. So this show is all about us. What makes us better? What makes us tick? That's what we try to do. By the way, if you're new to the show, coming up after us at 8 o'clock, you've got Hot Take Central 2.0 with the former Blue, Cam Jansen, and Cardinals broadcaster, Jim the Cat Hayes, and following that is Charlie Tuna. And we are 24/7, meaning we have programming all the way through this podcast platform, which is also on 590. And to learn more about that, you can go to louinfo.com. Once again, louinfo.com for all, I repeat, all of the information on the shows that we have there. If you want to join the show via call, you can do that as well. The phone number is 855-282-8255. That's 855-282-8255. And if that wasn't enough laundry to get to, if you want to join us via video, we'll also send you a link. Just let us know. You can put that in the chat, or you can also email us with any other ideas that you might have, advertising, anything from that standpoint you want to be involved. We're doing that as well. We've got some people that we're putting together from that standpoint too. You can do that at archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. We were talking about that St. Louis issue. First of all, he had a guy steal a dump truck last week. We were showing you the video. I think KMOV had that out there. Stole a dump truck, started ramming cars that was found over in Crestwood. And then what happens when it comes to the short-term rental properties? What's right? What's wrong? We can get into that as well. You guys bring up the content. This show's about you. We're bringing up headlines, and then we follow where you guys want to go. Those are some of those things that are happening. Also, wanted to give a shout out to the city of St. Louis and the politicians who are voting more tornado aid is going to be coming. There's another event today as well on this June 17th at Chaffetz Arena when it comes to tornado relief. And if you've gone through some of these homes in these areas through another business, I have, and I'll be back down in that Central West End area today looking at a few homes. It's devastating. There's not enough money that's there yet. I mean, how do you get it? I don't know. You try to allocate some money. Clearly, the state Senate allowed $100 million to be put back in for cleanup. Rams money, the Rams settlement money, 30 million of that has gone in. There's other money coming in from FEMA, 70 million. We need more than that, clearly. And if you walk those streets, walk those houses, and talk to those residents, you'll see Urban League doing a phenomenal job, as they always do, Michael McMillan and crew. But there's so many other groups too. Let us know who you are, what you have going on, and just keep us posted on what we can do to get the word out to help people who need that money. And of course, this show is about promoting St. Louis. If there's a shout out, a business, anything, please do it on YouTube. You can do that at Arch City Now on YouTube. Once again, Arch City Now. And of course, on X at Arch City Now as well. We're getting everything lighted up, what we can do for you every morning. Keep us posted from that standpoint. Cardinals back in action tonight. They play the White Sox in Chicago. They really need to find their way. They've lost 7 of 8 games. It's just not working right now. They've had some guys that are injured. I mean, we're not going to break it down and make this an all sports show. We cover everything on the show. I do know sports. You start losing some guys in your order, Lars Newport, Brendan Donovan. The team doesn't look the same when it comes to offense. They have nothing to do with the pitching, but something has to change. They hit a swoon. They had a wonderful May, and their June has not been so good. So they find themselves over 7 games back now behind the first place Cubs. Cubs, by the way, coming to town next week, 4-game series. That could be interesting at Busch Stadium. And of course, it'd be a chance for the Cardinals maybe to get back into the mix of things with whatever's happening there. Some good news as well. U.S. Hockey Olympic team has put together, at least they've announced their first 6 players that are on that list. And of course, you can't talk U.S. Olympic hockey or our national team without talking about St. Louis's own first family of hockey, the Tkachuks. Matthew Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk are going to be on that U.S. Olympic team. And we saw the excitement they helped generate when it came to the Four Nations face-off at the beginning of the year. If Matthew Tkachuk's healthy, the United States wins that. I know my Canadian friends will tell me I'm wrong, whatever. Other guys joining them on that team, Austin Matthews from Toronto, the captain there, Jack Eichel, Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy. I mean, just a terrific group of super talented American hockey players that are going to be on that team. Speaking of Tkachuk, Matthew, that is, Florida tonight, playing at 7 o'clock. They have a chance to wrap up their second straight Stanley Cup Finals championship. They lead that series with Edmonton 3-2. I like both teams. They're both likable to me. Not sure how you guys feel, but I am rooting for Florida because of the Tkachuks. I like seeing dad and mom in the stands, and I like seeing Matthew, and of course, really like Brady as well. So the Tkachuks taking center stage tonight. Really phenomenal what Florida's been able to do. If you're a sports fan, I don't know if you've realized this or not, but Florida, in a 3-year stretch now, has played more games than any other team in NHL history because it's their 3rd straight Stanley Cup final. These guys just keep going and going and going. And, we have dreams of hitting 2019 again in St. Louis. And certainly what Army with Doug Armstrong has been able to do, putting that team together. There's a good nucleus there to work from. So go Blues, go United States Hockey. And for me, go Florida tonight when it comes to that. Oklahoma City, from a sports standpoint, last night, they took back control of that series in the NBA Finals. They lead that 3-2 over Indiana. They won last night 120-109. Really looking like the favorite in this series. Credit Indiana. They have played phenomenally well. Now they've got a game 6 back in Indiana. So we'll see what happens from that standpoint. We talk about things that are making headlines. You guys remember Session Taco? Session Taco is coming back to the St. Louis area after being away for a few years. I had it a couple times. I liked it. Thought it was pretty good. It was a pretty popular chain in the Central West End. A fire shut it down and other several businesses. I think that was on Euclid. So, you know, Adam Tilford has that. He was operating that. They're going to resume service this week at the corner of McPherson and Euclid. That location has been closed since the fire happened in June of 22. Literally gutted the building. So it's an exciting time. The reopening also marks a milestone in the restoration of the historic McPherson building, which is really, really cool. Several other tenants, including the Ranash and the vintage retailer Past the Past, have also resumed operations this year. So very, very cool news there. McPherson and parts of McPherson also, you know, downtown, they got hit with the tornado as well. That was right, like ground zero, if you will, for some of the tornado damage near McPherson there. So it's good to see some more positive coming to that area. You know, and if you're down there, you'll see it. They're doing a good job of cleaning it up. I was on McPherson Friday. I was checking out some of the damage for another job that I do, and I'm just like, oh, okay, it'd be good for some good news to hit this area, and there's some right there. Also, the St. Louis Zoo bringing back their beer, the Zoo Beer, in conjunction with Urban Chestnut. They've got a new beer at the St. Louis Zoo. You can check that out, promote local. Also, at the same point in time, you can get that at local grocers throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area as well. So it's the Zoo Beer. If anybody's had it, check it out. Let us know. And if any of these stories are doing anything in your neck of the woods, if any of these stories are ringing true with you, you can jump in. Yeah, there it is. Pretty cool camel. It's the pelican. Is that a pelican? What is that? Is that a pelican?
That's a penguin.
I mean, a penguin.
Yeah.
Pelican. Still waking up. Time for me to drink my first drink of coffee at 6:54 on a June 17th. Beautiful penguin on the Zoo Beer. And it's Zoo Beer. It's a light lager, BIER. Thank you for the picture for our podcast watchers. Projo. 2 cans next to each other. Pelican.
And the pictures are lined up to where it actually shows the full picture.
It is a really cool thing. By the way, that is the voice of Projo. Do we get to see a shot of you, your Wilson shot, or not? For our podcast listeners, I like to see Projo. And by the way, if anybody has any questions, if you're new to the show, when it comes to the cannabis industry, culinary, what else are you an expert at? Music, tattoos. I mean, you're everything, right?
You call me an expert. I'll take it.
Hey, speaking of which, is it me, or I just keep running into people who are growing, like they grow their own marijuana? By the way, not to take a total right turn, but I ran into somebody else yesterday. They're growing their own marijuana. I only bring that up because you know this industry very well.
Yeah, I don't actually grow it myself. However, I do know plenty of people who do.
Do you think more and more people are growing it?
Oh, without a doubt.
And it's legal.
Yeah, it is legal.
You don't have to have a card or permission to do so.
You have to have a card, and you're allowed to grow 6 plants, 6 flowering plants. Now you can have other plants that
What's a flowering plant? Forgive my lack of education on this.
So, and there are hemp plants, and all right. I don't know. This is the very technical part. There's hemp, and then there's marijuana, and hemp somehow helps marijuana grow. I think there's something about the pollination process.
But hey,
I could be completely wrong here.
It sounds good. Yeah. Oh yeah.
This
yeah.
is to my knowledge of growing weed. I told you I don't grow it myself, so
I don't grow it. I just partake of it.
Right. I know good weed when I see it.
But there are a lot of people who are growing it though, right?
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people are doing it. You can actually grow for other people too. You're only allowed to grow for like 3 other people. And you have to have special permissions and licenses. So you can't just start growing and say that Arch City now said you could.
Okay. All right. We're caught up. By the way, I like to say it a lot too. I learn a lot when it comes to health and food from you. Projo used to be 500 pounds and has lost 200 pounds.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I was about 470.
Yeah, but
480.
But here's the thing, though. You've maintained.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm still losing too. And
In your
a
next
slow
life, you need to
process.
write a book, or if you have a chance, you
Uh,
really should. How you did it,
Yeah, I
and
definitely.
what people can do to help.
You know, I've tried to.
And you
pass on-
didn't use Ozempic
No, I didn't use
or
it.
Monjero
No.
or Magavi or
No.
whatever else.
No. And
All
I've,
right.
and I've tried to pass along this knowledge, and people just resist it.
All right. We'll get into more of this after the break. Also, a scam coming across the St. Louis metropolitan area. And anything else you guys want to know? This is Arch City Now with Vic Faust. You can watch us on YouTube, Arch City Now, and of course on X. We are the information station live and on demand at luinfo.com. Back with more after this.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
The Lou Information Station, 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News, I'm John Summers. Federal judge ruled against the Trump administration's cuts to National Institutes of Health grants. Judge William Young declared the cuts illegal and void and ordered many of the grants to be restored. He said the cuts represent racial discrimination and discrimination against America's LGBTQ community. President Trump says there wouldn't be a war in Ukraine if Russia was still part of what is now the G7. While speaking at the G7 summit in Canada, Trump said the group of international leaders used to be called the G8 before former President Obama worked to kick Russia out. The president also talked about trade, saying his primary focus will be on working through tariffs with Canada. The leaders of the G7 nations agree that Iran should never have a nuclear weapon, and Israel has the right to defend itself.
The joint statement was issued by the heads of the U.S., UK, France, Germany, Italy, Canada, Japan, and the EU at the G7 summit in Canada. The statement called Iran the principal source of regional instability and terror and promised to safeguard energy market stability. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Israeli bombs struck the studios of Iranian state TV during a live broadcast. The anchor leapt from her desk. Smoke and rubble could be seen entering the studio. The broadcast then went dark. Iran has since resumed broadcasting, proclaiming the voice of the Islamic Revolution and the great Iran will not be silenced with a military operation. Actor Eric Dane has no control of his right arm and is concerned about losing function in his left arm and legs. 52-year-old teared up as he confirmed to ABC News he was recently diagnosed with ALS. Dane rose to stardom in Grey's Anatomy as Dr. McSteamy and has since starred in several TV projects and movies. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 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 855-SHARE-40.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel, a delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here, and when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Happy Tuesday, June 17th is the day. The time is 7:04. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, alongside producer Pro Joe. Producer Joe, and of course, we're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. We are here live, not only on the podcast platforms on X and YouTube under Arch City Now, but you can also listen to us on 590. If you like to stream on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, those platforms are on the way. Unfortunately, they make you go through a time period. Joe, any updates on that? Are you counting down the days or the time, or do they just let us know how that works?
I have no clue.
Okay, thank you. That's knowledge from Pro Joe. Hey there, I love it. Also, following us Monday through Friday, Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen and his partner, Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. Of course, Cam, the former Blue. Charlie Tuna follows them as well on this incredible network that Dave Green has put together. That's right, 24/7 podcast about St. Louis. Everything is about St. Louis, and we're your AM crew to get you up and ready on these days, Monday through Friday. By the way, if you have show ideas, story ideas, let us know. Email us, archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. We also appreciate it and love it when you guys jump in on the chat. You can do that via YouTube and X. We love it when you guys stick up for your communities, your nook and cranny of the St. Louis metropolitan area. We love it when you check in and let us know where you're messaging us from and what may be on your mind. We also love to stay positive and give out shout outs when it comes to the St. Louis area, whether it's people, businesses, who are doing things good, what's happening, what can help people. That's what we do a lot of on the show. And you can always jump on the show via video link. We'll send that to you. Just let us know at archcitynow@gmail.com, or you can give us a call and we'll take your phone call as well. We can do it all, or at least we try to. 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. This is Arch City Now. We're focusing on St. Louis. What are people talking about? What's happening in your area all throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area? That includes every county. And of course, all my homies on the east side. That's right. I went to high school on the east side as well. So there you go. We got that going on. No, you're good, Pro Joe. You're good. You're good. You were in there doing your thing. Okay. Cardinals back in action tonight. They take on the White Sox in Chicago, 3-game series. There are 7 games back at the Cubs. They got to find a way to get things done. Also, you've got Hockey tonight, NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Florida could win that. They play Game 6. They have a chance to close out that series up 3-2. We'll see. By the way, Matthew Liberatore pitching for the Cardinals tonight. When it comes, it's foggy this morning. If you're out driving around, there's a lot of fog. We're told it's going to burn off today. You know, we heard some of the weather reports. Just be careful when you're out driving around. You know, don't zoom around too fast. Don't make it too crazy. Session Taco, we talked about it in the last break. They're coming back to the St. Louis area. A fire took out that business about 3 years ago in June. I think it was June of 2022, but that's opening back up at the corner of Euclid and McPherson. Happy to report that as well. Also, one of the stories that we were covering earlier was what's happening with these short-term pop-up parties at rentals in condo units, apartment units, that's driving people insane. Unfortunately, some people lost their lives after shooting. Usually it's younger people, arguments, territory, pride things. Just, we don't need it in St. Louis. It's sad. That led me into thinking what's happening down at Laclede's Landing. And we're going to have on an owner or one of the partners of some properties literally on the Laclede's Landing. They have and I did some stories on this a few years ago in news. They're almost at full occupancy in all their places in downtown St. Louis on the Landing. That's right. And they say they've gotten a lot of help from the city when it comes to the homeless encampments that are not there anymore. That people love it. You've got Cardinal baseball players who are living there now, multiple Cardinal baseball players that could live anywhere. And it just makes sense for them to be there next to the stadium. They love it. My friends who own these properties are talking about them. Like, yeah, they love it. It's safe. And it's another positive thing from St. Louis. Who says that you can't rebuild and do things? You can. Obviously, easier said than done. It takes a lot of money, and safety and security is what we always talk about. We're big supporters and proponents of safety and police. And, you know, just like we promoted, hey, you want to have fun? You want to go out and protest, which happened with thousands of people at Keener Plaza on Saturday because you don't like something political? Great, go at it. Just don't do it illegally. Just don't break the law. Go out, make your voice heard. Don't break the law. Don't put our brothers and sisters from the police department in bad situations. And it all worked out well. They had good protest, whether you agree or disagree with some of those things that are going on.
And I think the point got across way better than if things got destroyed.
Always. My grandma used to say, you catch more bees with honey than you do vinegar. Catch more flies with honey.
I'm definitely more likely to pay attention if it's not violent.
Yeah. So, but the point of that too is the fact that there are some positive things that are happening downtown, and we'll get them on to talk about that as well. We had a lot of the headlines on this show. We talk about it. If you guys want to jump in, you're more than willing to do that as well. We do appreciate it when you like, subscribe, and share the show. Obviously, we talk about the radio side of it on 590 AM, but watch it on YouTube and X are huge as well. And that's where you can jump in the show as well and make comments, say hi, let us know anything that's going on from that standpoint. If you want to, jump in and talk about some things, but we try to give you ideas. We work throughout the day. We ask for people to give us ideas, shout outs, anything from that standpoint. I thought this was interesting too. I mean, obviously there's not everybody in the St. Louis metropolitan area is concerned with Mizzou or what's happening, but it shows you how things have changed when it comes to money and college athletics. The University of Missouri last year spent over $31 million on athletes. $31 million on student athletes. That means the NIL, the name, image, and likeness situation that's going on where athletes get paid because of the money that they make for universities and the NCAA and so forth. So $31 million. Now, this new situation says that Mizzou and other universities will have $20.5 million. It's almost like a salary cap, so to speak, to pay their athletes. And then they spread that out however they want. But that's how much money the universities are able to generate when it comes to getting money and paying athletes. Literally money, donations coming in to keep athletes at the University of Missouri. I just found it so bizarre with all the money that is being thrown in and across college sports. Freaking phenomenal. Something else that I thought was pretty interesting when we come to St. Louis, and we cover lots of topics. We move fast. We do lots of research. We try to make this as good listening as possible. I hate those long silent breaks like, well, we could do this. No. So we need your guys' help when it comes to things that are happening because there's so much happening here. We're not going to get it all. Did you know, Pro Joe, when's the last time or have you ever traveled or would you travel on a train or an Amtrak train somewhere?
I've actually never been on a train. Well, other than at the zoo, I guess.
That does not count.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's, yeah.
Well, courtesy of St. Louis Mag, I was doing some research and they put this out there and I thought this was pretty darn interesting. You can see there's 5 places you can travel by train from St. Louis. If you thought Denver, Colorado, 25 hours.
Wait, 25 just to get from here to Denver?
Yeah.
When it takes like 8 to 12.
25 hours to get there. I don't know. I mean, you enjoy the trip. And the reason last summer, my daughter and her boyfriend took the train to Chicago for a Cubs Cardinals game and had an absolute blast. Couldn't believe how much fun it was taking the train with a group of people to go watch a game. Now, that's a shorter trip.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But they absolutely loved it, using Amtrak right out of St. Louis and going up to Chicago for a game.
Having a train as your designated driver? Sure.
Yeah, just something different.
Yeah.
I took a train once. I was in high school. My high school teammate at the time, Hickey Thompson and I, we took a train to Lincoln, Nebraska for a football camp. And so we took and I'm like, man, I will never do this again. I was not a fan of sitting on a train for that long, driving through cornfields for several hours. But you know what? For some people, it works. Denver, Colorado, 25 hours. How about Flagstaff, Arizona, which is a beautiful place. If you have not been to Flagstaff, it would take you 40 hours. Is it a summer trip to go do? Portland, Oregon. We're going way up to. This is like a week trip, I guess, 55 hours. Seattle, Washington, 55 hours. You can take a train from Amtrak all the way to San Francisco, 60 hours. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
You got to like trains.
Yeah, I guess so. Be with the right people as well, because you're going to be spending a lot of time doing a lot of time.
One of those cabins with the beds.
Yeah, no, that's true. I know, I get it. Yeah, it is what it is. Also, the St. Louis Board of Aldermen are expected to pass some tornado relief bills today. I've talked about it. I've been talking about it extensively since we began this show over 2 weeks ago. We can't get enough help for the city of St. Louis in the cleanup, estimated somewhere between $1 and $2 billion. I mean, complete neighborhoods destroyed. The landscape looks different. Trees that were there for generations gone as well. Now we're just talking about getting people's general needs in as well too. So also we've got 73 days. Well, actually it's 72 days now. 72 days until Mizzou Tiger football begins. I know a lot of people like their Mizzou Tiger activities. Get your tickets now. You can look into that. Also, when it comes to some updates, not so great. The missing swimmer from Grafton over the weekend, they still can't find this guy. And it's very sad because I think of those who were left behind, family members, friends, all the loved ones. 20-year-old kid, literally, just beginning life, jumps in. It's Mason's Island, right? Isn't that what it's called? Is it Mason?
I don't know exactly.
Near Grafton.
Yeah, I know it's up near the North Shore.
In the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
He and 2 other guys jumped in. The other 2 got out, but this poor guy went under. Didn't have life jackets on. About 9:30 at night, reported missing. And they still can't find him, which is just so sad. But those updates came out as well. We're in the summer. You may be more apt if you're on a creek, a river, whatever. Just be careful when you get in. I mean, even if you go down to the Lake of the Ozarks, a lot of times just be careful.
And that was after sunset.
Yeah, that too.
9:30. It's
No,
dark,
that too.
and you're swimming without a life vest. That's
No, it's tough. It is. I get it. It's some of those things that are just, they're very, 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 very unfortunate. We cover as much as we can when it comes to the show. The positive things that are happening, we love to give those shout outs, but these are real stories. And that's what we try to do to get you started in these mornings when we're here until 8 o'clock. And we appreciate it when you guys jump in and let us know as well some of those things that are happening. More of a positive standpoint, Halsey will be at Hollywood Amphitheater tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Halsey.
Did you hear?
What happened?
She's bad at love.
Oh my gosh. That's a dad joke again, isn't it?
So
that's almost a grandpa joke.
It's really
But
bad.
I appreciate you trying, Projo.
Every time I'm scrolling through Facebook, it's Instagram, that ad pops up, and that's the first thing that I hear is
my
"I'm
gosh.
bad at love." Every time, and it happens 100 times a day.
I get it.
I just
get
want
it.
to make sure everybody knows what I know about her.
Oh man, that's good stuff. I appreciate it. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. That's the voice of Projo, aka Wilson. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. You can stream us on YouTube, Arch City Now, and X at Arch City Now. Also, to learn more about our show and the network and everything else that we've got going on here, you can go to luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you about a scam that's going through St. Louis. You may receive some of these text messages. Stay away. Stay away. Other morning headlines as well. We are the information station, live and on demand at luinfo.com. Back with more of the Arch City Now show after this.
It's the hottest happy hour in St. Louis. In Your City show with Kelly Lamb and Gordon Montgomery. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. But don't freak out. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Hey everyone,
Did you like my
Jansen here to
singing?
tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Drivers headed to Illinois may have an easier time. A stretch of Interstate 255 has opened after months of construction. Drivers between Illinois 157 and Illinois 15 are no longer detoured. It's part of a $65.4 million project. The man is in custody for the shooting death of his girlfriend last December in the 700 block of Carr Street, just north of the Dome of America Center. Alexia Ayers died at the scene. Her boyfriend, Dante Glasper, originally denied being at the scene, but cell phone evidence proved otherwise. Glasper has 4 prior convictions in Illinois. A man was found dead in East St. Louis early Monday morning near the intersection of State Street and North 19th. East St. Louis police called the Illinois State Police Department to get help with the investigation. It's not clear how the man died. Well, the first St. Louis area location for Atomic Wings opened on Sunday in Fairview Heights, and more locations are planned. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here is your luinfo.com weather update. Mostly cloudy sky, and overnight low will drop down to near 70. Morning clouds giving way to afternoon sunshine Tuesday, a high right around 90 degrees. A few hit and miss showers to storms Tuesday night, low to mid 70s. Scattered showers, a few scattered thunderstorms Wednesday, mid to upper 80s. And then as we hightail it towards Thursday, lots of sunshine, a high near 85. Friday, we're back to sun at a high just over 90. I'm meteorologist Sally Russell for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done. Frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn things. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
590 AM, just like any other St. Louisan. We may go away, but we always come back. The Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Get your content when you want it, how you want it. louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. We appreciate you joining us. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust with producer Pro Joe. 7:24 is our time. Happy June 17th. We're ready to get you going here and keep you going until 8 o'clock. That's when Hot Take Central 2.0 comes up with Cam Jansen and Jim the Cat Hayes, followed by Charlie Tuna and his band of fun characters after that. This is everything about St. Louis. What's happening in your neck of the woods? What's going on? What are people talking about? What's moving the needle? We love to give shout outs as well from that standpoint. I also got another message. Yeah, they're like you, Pro Joe. They don't drink coffee in the morning either. They don't need it. They've moved on from coffee. I don't know how. For the longest time, I didn't drink coffee until I did a morning show. And I did a morning show and I was pounding those 5-hour energies. And I was like, coffee has to be better than these 5-hour energies.
Oh, without it, yeah.
I mean, I was literally pounding those things.
Yeah.
Just to try to stay alive and awake.
I had actually a girlfriend. We used to drink them religiously, and we both ended up with like heart conditions.
Cheers. Here's our 5-hour energy.
We were excessive though.
I have learned to like coffee. I'm not a coffee snob, so to speak, but if there are coffee shops in your area that you'd like to get shout outs to, breakfast places, because that's what we are. We're the AM. We get you going. Let us know. We'd love to give shout outs wherever and whenever we can from that standpoint. Obviously streaming on YouTube, on X, and that's Arch City Now. And of course, streaming on YouTube, Arch City Now as well. Love it when you guys jump in with us as well. Well, you can comment, join the show, join us, join others, go back and forth. You can also give us a call. Phone number is 855-282-8255. That's 855-282-8255. You can also learn everything about our network with the Lou Information Station at louinfo.com. Once again, that is louinfo.com. I want to give a couple shout outs too today because we do talk about everything that's going on in St. Louis. The temperatures, as you heard from the report, we're supposed to hit our first 90-degree day in the St. Louis area today. Humid, may not be sunny, but there are still many people who don't have air conditioning that were affected by those storms, by the tornadoes, and people who just don't have it at all in general. You can always help out, donate, get involved with Cool Down stlouis.org. Once again, cooldown stlouis.org. There are so many, Heat Up St. Louis, so many things that are happening with that group that need help. And of course, we were talking about the St. Louis Board of Aldermen expecting to pass tornado relief bills because it is part of the city. You may not be affected personally, but many of our neighbors are. And my gosh, I look at the forecast. We're finally going to hit St. Louis. We talked about this being the wettest spring that St. Louis has ever had. Rain everywhere, every day, everywhere, all over the freaking place. Then I start to look at the temperatures. We're supposed to, hit 90 today. And then when you look at Friday, 92, Saturday, 94, Sunday, 96, Monday, 95, that's a hot freaking weekend, especially if you don't have heat, especially if you don't have air conditioning dealing with that heat. So just pay attention. Beware if you know of people that can be helped. Help them in any way you possibly can. Also, I know we gave this update yesterday, but route changes are now being changed by Metro. If you're somebody who has to use the bus or you know somebody from that standpoint, they've changed around because of the tornado that came through. So you want to try to help people from that standpoint. Also, all you firework nuts out there love to go crazy and shoot your fireworks off every night. I'm just kidding. I'm fine with it. Pro Joe, you raised your hand. What'd you want to say?
We were talking yesterday about the tents. I saw one actually pop up overnight.
There you go. We were giving people shout out times for where their tents are. We hadn't seen any of the firework tents pop up. If I see them, it's when I'm traveling through St. Charles County, clearly, where it's legal.
This was in Lincoln County. But
and you were way out in Lincoln County. And that was the first one that popped up. We
Yep.
started talking about it yesterday.
Yep. Saw the first one.
Well, allegedly the firework stands, they're extra supplying their content of fireworks because of the tariffs, allegedly, and what's happening with that. But firework sales, I knew it, man. It's June 17th, and I hadn't seen any stands, but everything seems to be popping up on us quick. By the way, I wanted to give a shout out to. We didn't have enough time. He got in a little bit later yesterday, but Steve Shankman with the Evolution Music Festival, just fantastic event coming. It's not until September. We'll have some more time with Steve, but after the show, he's like, I loved it. Sorry I couldn't get on till then. Love what you guys are doing for St. Louis. Love that you guys talk music. So we'll get Steve Shankman back out. Check out the Evolution Festival as well on their website. So many great groups coming to town. Would love to go there, but the problem is, if I go and I take my girlfriend, Lenny Kravitz is on stage.
Yeah, we actually need to go.
What the hell is he doing?
We need to go to this event, do interviews, and play them on the show.
Yeah, we will. We'll be there.
Yeah,
we'll be. I know you're my music guy too. What aren't you into? Tattoos. Somebody else gave me some ideas, by the way, and I was talking about getting a sleeve. Some ideas for to start my sleeve.
I'd like to know what these ideas are.
That's right. We were talking about doing a tattoo a week on Friday. Vic's sleeve being put together. I just thought I could do it all in one day, and Joe's like, "No, that's not going to happen."
Well, it just depends on how well your skin takes the ink
and the pain threshold. Because I forgot that you could actually. It hurts.
Yeah.
Wah. It can hurt. Hey guys, we showed this story earlier. People were like, "I want to see that video again." I got this off thefirstalert4.com, but this video, dump truck video from last week, is insane. We're talking about a 26-year-old guy. He has been arrested for doing this, but he stole a city dump truck and started ramming vehicles in St. Louis. I mean, look at that. Okay, there are dares. There are bets. Was this guy intoxicated? Was it a bet? Was he pissed? Do you go to jail for that? From the chat line, appreciate Todd jumping in. He says coffee is a must. I've become a point where, coffee is a must for me too.
Used to be for me as well.
So we're, I mean, this guy. I mean, what makes you want to go and take?
I can tell you that my little cousin did
I
something
feel bad.
similar.
Well, but here's the thing, though. It's funny, but it's not funny.
No.
Because allegedly there were some people in cars that were getting rammed. And if I'm in a car and I'm getting rammed, I'm scared. I'm scared to death. Or if my loved one is in there, like, we're the place to stop this crap that's going on.
Yeah, see, my cousin didn't go and ram cars. He just drove one of these straight
Joyride.
into a well, he drove it into a river access into the river.
On purpose or by
On
accident?
purpose. I mean, he was a hoodlum little kid, in St. Charles County. And he rode his four-wheeler across a golf course out there.
Yeah, baby.
Stole a dump
Rocket
truck.
St. Louis.
Yeah, stole a dump truck and dumped it in the
No, brother. Okay.
But he didn't hurt anybody in the process. So, all in all, I guess it was all in good fun, illegal fun. But.
Well, we had to show that. Wanted to show it again. By the way, he was arrested. Note to people, they have trackers, but I don't care if you're in that kind of mindset. It doesn't matter how old these vehicles are. They have trackers in them. So they were able to track the vehicle to Crestwood, Watson of all places, where the truck was dropped off. And he was arrested, but they have not given us his name from that standpoint. From the chat line, not only is coffee a must, you got to watch Lenny. Sometimes it pops out. I'm not sure what I'm not even going there. Whatever. Good for him. At least he can drive a manual. That coming from a truck driver, by the way. This is Arch City Now. Try to have a lot of fun, making sure that we give you all the information that's out there as best as we possibly can, making sure you're caught up with the day and anything else that you guys want to talk about. Okay, I'm going to do my best to get over here with my cursor and my computer. My mouse isn't working today, but I did want to give this out there. Oh, by the way, the Muni reopened last night, a month after the tornadoes. Shout out to the Muni, Forest Park, and the incredible job the Muni has done over the years. And so many families who have made that what it is, and the entertainment and super talented boys and girls who come through with the Muni kids and the acts and everything. Obviously, it's one of the highlights of the St. Louis metropolitan area. So congratulations to the Muni and the job that you guys do. And if you haven't been out to the Muni, check it out. I wouldn't necessarily try to go on a 94-degree night, but, it is what it is. Just so many super talented people throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area who deserve shout outs. And we love to give those shout outs on the show as well. Businesses, people, let us know. This is about you. We're here for you. We're getting you going for your day when it comes to everything. St. Louis, and that means St. Louis metropolitan area. As I said, that's east side, west side, north side, south side, whatever side, Bell Vegas side, wherever you're from, whatever's going on. Give us a shout out. We'll do that. Okay. There is, and I appreciated, I think it was Channel 4, First Alert 4, where I saw the story. There's a text message scandal that's been hitting the bi-state area. I have not had this. If this has happened to you, let us know. But the sender pops up on your phone and claim to be with the Missouri Department of Transportation. They say, you owe money. Projo, would you believe that if you saw that from a standpoint?
No.
From a ticket standpoint or not? Or
nope.
Okay. Well, allegedly, it's a MoDOT text scam, and they just try to get people to pay. So, the text threatens your driving privileges, prosecution, if you don't click the link to pay. So it literally says Missouri Department of Transportation final notice - enforcement penalties begin on June 18th. Our records show that as of today, you have still not paid an outstanding traffic ticket. Now, if you're somebody who gets traffic tickets, you might go, oh, S hit. You're like, wait a second, did I miss something along the way? And you just might click just to see what's there. Don't do it. Don't do it.
They used to do this with with income tax. They used to call people and tell them that they're late on their taxes or they did them wrong and that they're going to go to jail if they don't pay them.
That's dumb, but it's smart. I get it.
Yeah.
To try to hurt people.
Yep.
It just frustrates. I mean, yeah, never do that. Once again, think back before you don't click if you don't know the number. Don't click if you don't know the number. A major red flag, they say that's a scam. Look at the number the text come from. It includes a +63. Yeah, that's a country code. I think we would know that by now.
Yeah, I would hope.
When it comes to that text. But do you receive, and I'm just curious, people throughout the St. Louis area too. I get text messages from numbers I don't know. That's our text messages, our numbers get out there. And even text messages that look legitimate, maybe not from a 314, a 636, a 618. but other zip codes. And it's like, oh, hey, how you doing? Stuff like that. And it's like, oh, do I know this person? Do not respond.
I do not answer unless they leave a voicemail.
Don't freaking click on anything. Don't do it. No need for it. Just don't do it. It's people will try to get you to do anything and everything. There's no need for it. Just stay away. Glad that they did that story to make sure that people understand that it is happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area.
There are literally whole office buildings over in Ghana that
of course.
That specialize in this because there's no laws to keep them from doing it over there. So it's a profession. That's a part of their income, like the state's income, because they pay their taxes over there.
By the way, Tanya, good morning to you. She says, we've had 4th of July tents up for over a week. We'll open soon. Tanya, what part of the St. Louis metropolitan area are you texting from? So the 4th of July firework tents is what I'm assuming she's saying, because we didn't see any as of yesterday. Projo heads back to Lincoln County yesterday, and boom, just like that, he sees a fireworks tent get up.
I had to have done it yesterday while we were doing the show.
Yeah, if it's something, and I do know several families and people that really get into the fireworks and really get into shooting that stuff off in their neighborhoods. And that's fine. If that's something you're doing, I was just curious how much money you're going to spend this year and where you're getting your fireworks from.
I'd rather go to a 4th of July festival and watch my tax money go up in flames than my actual money.
Well, I guess that's one idea. Hey, by the way, this is YouTube. We got to take a quick break. We're here till 8 a.m. You can watch us on YouTube and X on Arch City now. Join the conversation. Jump in. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. Projo alongside. I'm Vic Faust, back with more Arch City now right after this.
Nobody has more passion for music than Tony Patrico, and you can hear that passion come to life each week on Sounds of STL, Monday and Wednesday at 3, only on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy.
Need to stop by some of these tents on the way home and see if we can get them to advertise. We talk about them enough.
At cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Drivers headed to Illinois may have an easier time. A stretch of Interstate 255 has opened after months of construction. Drivers between Illinois 157 and Illinois 15 are no longer detoured. It's part of a $65.4 million project. The man is in custody for the shooting death of his girlfriend last December in the 700 block of Carr Street, just north of the Dome of America Center. Alexia Ayers died at the scene. Her boyfriend, Dante Glasper, originally denied being at the scene, but cell phone evidence proved otherwise. Glasper has 4 prior convictions in Illinois. A man was found dead in East St. Louis early Monday morning near the intersection of State Street and North 19th. East St. Louis police called the Illinois State Police Department to get help with the investigation. It's not clear how the man died. The first St. Louis area location for Atomic Wings opened on Sunday in Fairview Heights, and more locations are planned. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your louinfo.com weather update. We'll have some clouds to start the day, but things should clear out a little bit this afternoon. We'll get a little bit of sunshine. We're going up to 90, pretty humid today, too. Some clouds overnight, maybe a shower, low 70s. And then Wednesday, we get showers and thunderstorms, upper 80s on the high, back to sunshine Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries. We create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow all the station's social media accounts and podcasts. Find out how at louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. 7:43 is the time on this Tuesday, June 17th. We are getting you up on a hot, well, it's a sizzling St. Louis summer morning. Sun may not be around today, but you heard about maybe it'll burn off. But it's supposed to be our first 90-degree day. Lots of 90-degree temperatures headed this weekend. Stay cool somehow, some way with that. We like to update on what's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. It's about what people are talking about, what's going on in your neck of the woods, and we love it when you guys jump in as well. We run the gamut. We cover everything on this show, and we do our best to do that. We love it when you guys jump in and help us out as well. I gave some shout outs to Steve Shankman earlier, Evolution Festival coming up in September. Obviously, we'll talk with him more as those days are coming up. He's done a terrific job when it comes from the standpoint of just bringing acts and people to St. Louis. Check it out. Get your tickets for September. Also, he's involved with the Factory, and the Factory in Chesterfield puts out a bunch of good events as well. Just never know who's going to show up there. I was looking at their list. Travis Tritt, baby. Travis Tritt coming Friday night, 8 p.m. You can get your tickets there. And how about Devo?
Wow, that's one I haven't heard of in a
Remember
long time.
Devo?
Yeah.
Devo this Sunday night at 7:30. Devo. Yeah, whip it.
Whip it good.
You're still around at the Factory in Chesterfield. You just never know who you're going to find when it comes to some of those things going on. But yeah, there you go. We were talking about Halsey over at Hollywood. I think that's tomorrow night. Right? Isn't that tomorrow night? I think.
I believe so. Yeah, Wednesday.
I think we got that going on. By the way, when it comes to our station, this is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. You can stream us on YouTube at Arch City Now and on X at Arch City Now. You can also make comments, participate in the show as people do. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tanya. You're down in Jefferson County talking about a fireworks stand over near Butler Hill. I think I've seen those there in years past as well. You can also jump in on the phone lines, 855-282-8255. That's 855-282-8255. And if you do get a chance, check out luinfo.com and look at who we are and what we do throughout the day. It's not just our show, but it's a lineup of several shows 24/7 throughout the day. And we are grateful when you jump in. By the way, every Monday from 10 to 11 o'clock, I do a Mizzou show with Grant Salzman as well. Everything Mizzou sports. We know we have a lot of Mizzou love throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, but we really break it down in what's happening because there's so much new happening. Once again, we told you earlier, University of Missouri athletic department last year spent $31 million on athletes, on student athletes. And that's not just football. That's across the board, $31 million. So obviously it's a big deal. But every Monday, myself and Grant Salzman, 10 o'clock live talking Mizzou sports. Coming up today, following our show, Hot Take Central, of course, 2.0. Hot Take Central 2.0 with former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. I saw Jim sliding down a slide the other day on a broadcast. I'll have to catch up with him on that. Coming up at 10 o'clock as well, a very interesting show. It's called Elevate and Lead with Jennifer Bordeaux and Kelly and Michael Chandler. Of course, Michael Chandler, the former Mizzou great wrestler, UFC competitor, one of the kindest, nicest men I'm told you would ever meet. I haven't had a chance to meet Michael, but he comes in and out of our facility where we broadcast live at Strategic Air Services. We have our own studio here. In addition to what's happening at the J. Randolph Jr. Studios in Kirkwood. So that's very interesting to see. I'd love to listen to Michael. You can check that out today from 10 to 11 o'clock. Also, from 11 to 1, you've got Charlie Tuna and the Posse. 1 to 3 o'clock today. As you get to about the 3 o'clock hour, you can go check out the program schedule as well. You have Next Gen STL. From 3 to 4, you have Inside Lou Information Station Sound. And then, of course, every day from 4 to 6, In Your City Show with Kelly and Gordon, another terrific show. You can check that out as well. We appreciate you guys jumping in as you do every day. We get things going on this network every morning, and we love doing so. What's happening in your neck of the woods? What gets you going? What's moving the needle for you today? What's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area? That's what we try to do. Oh, it's a different Michael Chandler. Dang, I thought it was that Chandler. My bad. My bad. Thanks for the update, boss man. I was like, oh, okay, there we go. So we got that. All right. Other updates, other things that we try to get done on the show, giving you the updates of what's happening with St. Louis. Coming up tonight, the Cardinals back in action. They're in Chicago. They have to get back on the right track. They've lost 7 of 8 games. They're, 7 games behind the Cubs or 7.5, whatever it is. They haven't been playing well. They haven't been able to put it together. They've suffered some injuries, which in my humble opinion have clearly affected them. We need to get them to stay close because the Cubs come to town next week to Busch Stadium for a 4-game series. And unfortunately, they are the class of the division right now. So they are the class. We have to stay close to the Cubs. Last night, the NBA, Oklahoma City takes care of Indiana 120-109. They now lead that series 3-2, with Game 6 headed back to Indiana. How about hockey? The Florida Panthers tonight can wrap up their second straight NHL championship. I'm not sure if they'll get it done or not, but they're at home. It'd be a terrific time for them to do it. I know they don't want to go back to Edmonton and play a Game 7 there. Matthew Tkachuk, the St. Louisan, starting to find his groove in that series as well. Has a chance to, really cement himself as, if he isn't already, one of the best hockey players in the league right now. 2 Stanley Cups in a row. They played in 3. Florida's played more hockey games in 3 years now than any NHL team ever because they've gone to 3 Stanley Cup finals. Just phenomenal what we have seen them do. Also, when it comes to the Tkachuks, Matthew and Brady, the first family of St. Louis hockey, both named to the U.S. Olympic hockey team. They announced 6 players. Those are 2 of the players that are there now. Congratulations to the Tkachuks as they continue to make news. Other things heading on are things that are going on. St. Louis Zoo has brought back their Zoo beer in conjunction with Chestnut Brewery. Haven't had it. Look forward to trying it out. Love to promote the St. Louis aspect, the St. Louis label. You can get that at the zoo. You can also get it at local St. Louis grocery stores. How about that? So the St. Louis Zoo beer is there for people to check out. Also, Session Taco opening back up near the Central West End, Euclid and McPherson. They were put out of business about 3 years ago because of a fire, but they're coming back now. Congrats to them on making things happen. The Muni opened up again last night, their 107th season, just a month after the tornadoes. Big kudos to them for making that happen. Also, when it comes to the tornadoes, there's more help being offered today at Chaffetz Arena. That's scheduled from 10 to 6 a.m. You can also reach out to the Urban League. They do a phenomenal job over there. Michael McMillan and crew are still trying to help out people all throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. We talked about, by the way, maybe I'll do this. Oh, yeah, I'll do. Well, let me get the other update here. Sorry. The man that was swimming that went missing in the Grafton area on the Mississippi River Saturday night about 9:30 still has not been found. And it's a sad thing. If you're getting in water, you need to make sure if it's not a pool, just be careful where you are. Know your surroundings. If you need to wear a life jacket, do, because it's just sad when you think about some of these things that are happening. Don't need to do it throughout the St. Louis area. That's for sure. Also, this isn't necessarily a total St. Louis thing, but we were talking fireworks, Projo, and I was reminded by listener Ben that Joey Chestnut is coming back for the annual Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest July 4th to reclaim his title. He had signed an agreement or some sort of deal with another company last year. They did not allow him to participate in the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. But Joey Chestnut will be back scarfing down hot dogs on July 4th. By the way, I looked it up. He makes about $500,000 a year as a competitive eater.
Wow. Man, I could have been
isn't that
money.
nice?
I could have been making money this whole time.
Yeah, you could have. You could have. You chose the wrong field. No, you did that. Good morning to another Tanya. We appreciate you guys jumping in today. Yes, almost summer. Lots of hot temperatures coming this week. I've noticed this station link on other sites too. All right, beautiful. We appreciate it, Tanya. Thanks for jumping in and letting us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. What's up, Projo?
I would have been Joey Cashew. If I were a professional eater,
I get it.
Wouldn't be Joey Chestnut.
Joey Cashew.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I like that. I'm following you. By the way,
Pistachio Joe. Sorry.
Pistachio Joe goes right along with that whole the marijuana love and the marijuana education that you have. It works well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a genius with it. And by the way, who's not, as we talked earlier, who's going to doubt you when it comes to food and your culinary skills and what you need to be eating and doing to stay healthy?
Well, when you're calling Ghana a state like I did earlier.
You did? You called Ghana a state?
Yeah, it was state country,
Yeah, I got you. It's all good. We are Arch City now. We appreciate it here till we got a few minutes left in the show. If anybody wanted to give a shout out to anybody or anything, let us know. We do have guests on this show as well. We had a couple guests yesterday, a couple more. We'll do it. Usually it's in the 7 o'clock hour. It's difficult to get people up at 6, but we do what we can do to make sure that your days are going as well as they can. Still wanting shout outs when it comes to great breakfast places or if you're not making your own coffee, where are you going? Those sorts of things. How are you staying healthy? How are you getting up and moving around in the mornings? But we do love it when you guys jump in and talk with us. One of the other stories to keep an eye on what's happening with the short-term rentals. People rent properties for parties. Obviously there was an uptick in some violence in the city of St. Louis. I hope it's not a trend. It was there for a while. The Airbnbs, the Verbos were getting some bad reps, and all you do is have people trying to make money and as properties, and then you have other people who come in and some violence happens, maybe not in it or around it, and then all of a sudden it ruins it for everybody. There's some legislation that they're trying to get passed in the city of St. Louis. Representative Aldridge talked about that, so hopefully that can be taken care of as well. If you guys have information or stories that are happening in your neck of the woods, let us know. We're pushing that out. We do that on this show as well. We cover everything. Obviously, everything isn't going to be cookies and lemonade poolside every day of the week, but we certainly try to find those stories to make sure that you guys are getting your day started as best as possible. And also, what are people talking about? We don't know everything. We need you guys to help us, to let us know. And of course, we'll do our best to make sure that that information gets out there as well. I was reading some updates. Thank you. Thank you so much, Megan. We appreciate the compliments on the chat line. Projo shakes his head. Yeah, we pay people for nice compliments. I was going to say, yeah, and you can privately tell us if there's something better we need to do on this show. We have fun. There's enough seriousness in life. And you know what I did? We used to talk some politics. And there's a lot going on in the world right now. People wondering what's happening. Is World War III starting with the Middle East and those sorts of things? There's enough seriousness that's happening. We try to focus local first, focus on ourselves. How can we make ourselves better throughout the St. Louis area? And then how can that make our community better as well? And that's what we try to do. All parts of this area, we try to focus on. Let us know those things that we can continue to talk about. Okay. Coming up next, Hot Take Central 2.0. Cam Jansen, Jim the Cat Hayes, check them out. Also, just try to have a great day. If you can make somebody else's life better, try to do that. Also, if you see stories, we continue to ask for them. Give them to us. You can stream us all the time on YouTube, Arch City Now. You can also stream us on X at Arch City Now. Join the conversation. Let us know how we can make your life better by bringing you information as well. By the way, the phone number, we'll give it to you tomorrow as well, but check out luinfo.com. We are your information station, live and on demand. luinfo.com. Go Cardinals tonight for me. Go Florida Panthers. And Matthew Tkachuk bring home another Stanley Cup title. Guys, that does it for us today. Have a great Tuesday. Stay cool. We'll check you back out for our Wednesday Hump Day show.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets.
Broadcasting live from the J. Randolph Jr. Studios, this is the Lou Information Station, KLIS 590 AM, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News. I'm John Summers. President Trump says the U.S. is